And now we start with today's topic. And today's topic is all about the frequency of faith. The bhakti part, where you are looking inwards and tuning into the frequency of bhakti. So when we tune into the frequency, so every time we talk about anything which is an emotion, so an emotion such as anger, sadness, or grief, or lack, when we are talking about all of that, what is the understanding that I always give? The understanding that I give is that all of this is a part of your energy field. Just like joy is, just like love is, this too is a part of your energy field. So when we don't like something, when somebody makes us angry, when somebody gives us lack, when something gives us lack, what happens? What is it that we normally do? We put the finger outside and we blame that person, either for making us sad or for making us angry. But then, what have I been talking about all this while? That we can only get angry if we have anger in our energy field, and the energy field that I lovingly call the energy pot. So in my energy pot, if there is anger, only then can somebody tune me into that frequency, into that emotion of anger. Similarly, this frequency of receiving guidance, the frequency of faith, the frequency of divinity that we are talking about, where does that exist as well? That too exists in our energy field. It's not outside. And so the topic was very closely connected. And I was going to talk about the role of a guru as well. So we will keep the role of a guru for, to the side for a few minutes, but just simply talking about and recognizing that yes, this too, this frequency of faith is a frequency within you too. As we understand that everything is a frequency, and this frequency is going to bring to you more gifts from the universe, because this is a frequency of the heart. What does heart bring us to? It brings us to oneness. What does mind bring us to? It brings us to separation. At least initially, when we don't understand the mind frequencies and the heart frequencies, the first lines that we say are, I drop my mind. And why are we dropping the mind? Till the time the mind is creating separation, we would like for it to rest for a while. Then we come into the heart frequencies, and when we start to play from here, then everything, the mind also changes towards oneness, and we start to think more and more oneness. But this too being a frequency, when we start to understand, when we understand that frequency of divinity, frequency of faith, frequency of guidance is a frequency within us. How does that impact us? When it plays, a guide appears. But we have to remember always one thing. If anger is within us, then an actor becomes a role player to show that anger to us. We can never, this is how we are in the body. We can never ever see what is held in our energy field till it plays out on the screen for us. I have taken this example many a times, that when there is a reel in the movie projector, you can't see the reel like this and figure out what's in the reel. You need a projector and you need the screen. But the minute you look at the screen, you are able to figure out everything that is on the reel. It is the same way with us. We are the projector. The screen is the entire universe that is playing out for us. It's the entire universe that is around us. Everything that is impacting me on a day to day basis, my friends, my families, my foes, everyone is being created, but that's still a screen. Where does that reel belong to? That reel is my energy field. That reel simply is my energy field, which is showing up as the universe outside. So when anger shows up outside, we simply understand that the anger is showing up outside only because it is there in my energy field. And so we start to work. We start to work on our energy, and lo and behold, very quickly we find that the people outside who were showing us so much anger, they are starting to temper down. They will test us every once in a while just to see if anger is still within us. They will test us. But if we are able to be aware, if we can catch that in awareness, then what happens? We simply release the anger, and the anger comes down a few degrees more, a few degrees more. What happens with faith? What happens with divinity? That is also a frequency inside us. When that frequency gets tuned into, it happens sometimes automatically when we are children, and then we are taught that no, we must believe in God. But it is not necessary that just because somebody tells us, we start to believe in God. As a matter of fact, instead of believing and loving, we start to believe and fear. Most of the times, we are looking at God and fearing that He is going to do something wrong because we broke a rule. We ate some non-vegetarian food on a on a Tuesday, or on Friday we did something, as if on those particular days God is resting and not looking at you. Well, God is an energy, and so energy doesn't have to look. It is a vibration that is constantly there in the blank empty air around you. But anyways, that topic we have discussed every now and then. Today topic talking about your frequency of faith. So when we are fearing God, we call it a worship, but are we really worshiping that? No, no, no. We are simply projecting our fears. So the more fears we project, what happens? More of those fears will play. You will eat a non-vegetarian dish on Tuesday. Sure enough, by next Tuesday, there would have gone something gone wrong, and the thought that will come into your head is going to be from that fear. Oh, see, I did something wrong, and therefore this has happened. So nothing being wrong and nothing being right, but of course we are playing from the frequency of fear, and that's what's going to project outside. What happens when we become aware? As we become more and more aware, we are releasing our fears, we are releasing our anger, we are releasing all that bothers us. And then what remains with us? What remains with us is beautiful frequencies of oneness. So we are trusting people more, we are loving people more, we are enjoying ourselves more, we are judging everyone less, because we are judging ourselves less, and so therefore now we are judging everybody else less. And this is the time when we truly understand the frequency of faith, the frequency of divinity. And what happens? The more we start to believe in the universe, and I teach everyone this line: the universe is playing in my favor. As we start to understand that line, and we start to believe in it more and more, what happens? To As we give unconditional love to more and more people, what happens? The universe is going to send us more unconditional love through many actors. One of those actors, simply one of those actors, is the person, the fellow that you call a guru. Just one of those actors. Understand that it is still your frequency. And there are so many people who are like, but gurus is such a bad word. I'm one of those people who used to completely, live in that understanding that guru is worse than an abuse word. And so when somebody would call me guru initially, I would constantly have palpitations saying, no, no, don't call me Guru. And now I understand that Guru is nothing but an actor role. And whoever is looking for whatever they are looking for, a person called a Guru might appear. Now, let us say that you are still mistrusting and doubting the universe. You still have a lot of energies of mistrust and doubt. Then, what is the kind of actor? When a guru appears, what is the kind of actor that he will be to you? The kind of actor that he will be to you is creating more mistrust and more problems of not having the faith. And you'll be like, oh, here, look, I trusted this person, and oh my god, what a bad guru this turned out to be. And yet, look at this. You can choose you can choose anything to put your faith into if you are aware. When you are aware and playing in the frequencies of oneness, you can actually choose anything and anyone to put your faith into. You put your faith into a stone, and there are so many people, thousands and millions of people, who put the faith into Vaishno Devi, which is nothing but stone. It is a stone in parts of, in a part of Himalaya. It's a stone. Does that stone have the energy? Yes, that stone has the energy. But who does the main energy belong to? The main energy still belongs to you. The frequency of faith belongs to you. If you are going to play in mistrust, then even as you visit a Vaishno Devi, there is going to be more mistrust created while you are there, or while you are, just hanging around. It doesn't matter. That actor can be a stone, can be a person, can be your favorite fellow god, whoever you worship. It could be a Vishnu, it could be a Krishna. When I came into this path, so earlier there was a Meenal who was told by father, Father Mani, when he was still here, that, I worship Shiva and Shiva gives everything to me. So I started to worship Shiva, and especially when Mani left this earth, then I was worshipping Shiva more and more, because Mani had told me that anytime you have a problem, you can go to Shiva and you can worship him. So every time now there's a problem, okay, I came running to Shiva, and there I was worshipping Shiva. And then I would have a result, an outcome in my mind, that, okay, I'm praying to you, but I'm praying towards this. And things would happen. That problem that I was looking to get an answer to, I would get answers. But what happened with this? It created an attachment, my attachment to outcome. And then what happened? My love, the minute you create an attachment to an outcome, the love that you have, whether for people or even for this role of a guru, a guide, or a god, the love becomes conditional. So, what happened with me? I got attached to results, and then I went to Shiva a few times after that to say, you need to do something about my brother. You need to do something about my brother. You need to change his life. And guess what? It didn't change. And when it didn't change, I completely lost my faith in Shiva. It is what I called faith, but it wasn't faith. It wasn't faith at all. It was just conditional, unaware faith, where I had conditions attached to the kind of love that I was giving to Shiva. So what happened? I stopped worshipping, I stopped going to Shiva, and that is how the journey continued for a few years. For a few years, I wouldn't even sit in the temple, I wouldn't light a candle, nothing. And then all of a sudden, in unawares itself, when this journey of coming to self awareness started, it started for me when I was unaware. In the body, I was unaware. But the frequency must have been there, because that's what the frequency I tuned into suddenly. And then all of these messages started to come to me. A long story short, this time when I came to Shiva, I understood bit by bit. I was made to understand that have no expectation of any outcomes. When I don't have expectations to outcomes, what am I able to give to Shiva? I'm able to give him my unconditional love. And that unconditional love is what bhakti is. When you worship a god, when you worship anyone, what is it that you do? Yes, you probably put your prayers over there, but if you are going to, if you remove all expectations of outcomes, if you remove that, then you are able to understand what unconditional love is all about. And so, when this time around I was with unconditional love, what happens? When the student is ready, the guide appears. As the guide appeared, this time I understood that the guide was Mani. So a Mani came to me. He had been there before, but I didn't understand the energy as that being of my guide. And now, this time, when the Guru appeared in front of me, I was able to give unconditional love. I have no conditions, and as I teach, even in the matter of surrender, that surrender is not about, okay, I'm surrendered, you do this. No. Surrender is simply, I'm surrendered, you do whatever you want. And I will understand that through that action of yours, the universe is playing in my favor. I will simply understand through every action of yours that in this event, the universe just played in my favor. And when I understand that, the more unconditional love I'm able to give to money, what happens? I surrender to money, money surrenders to me. I surrender to the universe surrenders to me. I surrender to Shiva, Shiva surrenders to me. Who is there but me that I'm giving unconditional love to? But it is important for me to walk that step, to be able to see an outside person, to be able to see a money outside of me and be able to give unconditional love to them. Because guess what? There has to be, for us to experience unconditional love to ourselves, we will have to see it on the screen around us. That's the way the human mind works. That's the experience that we came for. The experience first of separation and then the experience of oneness. So now I'm going to be in oneness. I decide that I'm not going to work from separation. I'm going to be in oneness. Somebody will appear in the role of that guru. Someone will appear. And now what happens? You get into doubt. You look at the guru and then you start to doubt. Again, what's happening? That doubt frequency also belongs to you. That doubt frequency belongs to you. And now here's the choice. Are you going to give more weightage to faith, or are you going to give more weightage to doubt? In awareness, it becomes a choice where we can choose from. In unawareness, we mostly choose doubt. Why? Because doubt is the frequency of the mind, and that's where we are operating from. We still haven't moved, in a finite way, in a knowing way. If we haven't moved into the awareness of our heart frequency, then we are going to naturally operate from the frequency of the mind. But awareness is all about becoming aware where our frequency is and what would we like it to be. Are we going to trust, or are we going to doubt? Are we going to strengthen our faith, or are we going to strengthen our doubt? And that's the whole play. When you look at a guru, understand that guru is nothing but a play of your own frequency. Just as a thief appears in your life when you are playing in the frequency of mistrust, a guru appears in your life when you are playing in the frequency. You are playing in the frequency of divinity. You are playing in the frequency of guidance. Is it important for you to have a guru? At some point in time, as everybody says, I haven't read anything, but I believe that every place says that the last final path, everything converges to bhakti. The last step is bhakti. And so, what is bhakti? Bhakti is simply unconditional love. Bhakti towards whoever is your favorite fellow. It's unconditional love towards them. The love that the gopis gave to Krishna unconditionally. They didn't expect him to be with them, and yet they loved him unconditionally. And that is what bhakti is. What is that? That's unconditional love. Why do you need to give it to a person or a stone or a idea that you have in your head? Because what is God? It is an idea in our head if we think from the mind. But when we look at the energy perspective, then what is God? God is your own highest frequency, the frequency that holds all the answers. It's your own frequency. It is also a frequency in your own energy field. But for you, when you tap into that frequency, what needs to happen? Something needs to form outside on the screen. And so, yes, when that something forms outside on the screen, it is important that you recognize that this is nothing but you. There is nothing else in the universe except you and your reflection. And as you start to watch your reflection, are you able to give your own reflection some unconditional love? If not, then work still remains on you to clear some more doubt, maybe some more jealousy, maybe some more mistrust. You have to be at least able to trust one person fully outside, because outside is what shows up. Outside is what shows up from the inside that you are holding. And when you are able to trust that one person fully, one person, for me, that person is now money. And what do I do? Because I trust money fully. And yet sometimes the mind plays up, and somebody will come in front of me, and I will kind of wonder, oh, is there something that this fellow wants from me? The minute the mind plays in the frequency of separation, what is it that I do? I close my eyes and I install money to be that person. I just switch the faces. That person's face is no longer there. There is only money's face in front of me. What happens with this play of my mind? I've just switched the images. This person is no longer, that person that I was mistrusting, but now I've pasted in my head, I've pasted money's face on that person. What happens? The words that come out of this person no longer hurt me. Why? Because I've given him that position, that honor of being the one that I trust the most. So if he's saying this, and he's the energy of money and saying this, then there has got to be something that I need to learn from here. His saying something to me is money, and it is the universe playing in my favor. What happens when I come with so much trust? Well, what can happen? That entire event, that entire incident starts to dissolve. Why will it dissolve? Because when I come from separation, here is my frequency. When I come from oneness, this frequency, this event, this incident cannot stay. If it is staying, that means I haven't come here. I need to do some more work on oneness. But the minute I become truly honest to myself and I'm able to give him, this is not about pretending for him to be money, this is honoring him as being money, honoring in the true sense as being money. When I pretend, I stay at the same frequency. The frequency of pretense is only to the self, and it's the frequency of this mind playing the games. When I pretend, I will continue to be here, the outcomes will continue to be here. But when I already honor, when I honor this person and I come here, what happens? This person cannot operate at this level anymore, and they will have to come here, and the situation will have to turn around. The whole game, always, always, only, it's as simple as this. The whole game is of our energy, whether it is a guru or it is a thug. Both of them are being created from our energies alone. If you don't trust someone, if you are doubting someone, whether it be a thug or the guru, or the guru in the face of a thug, or the thug in the face of a guru, whatever it is, if the mistrust is within you, the work is that only of releasing the mistrust. So when this journey of mine was just about started, it was probably a year and a half old. I had already started to conduct workshops, and people were coming to my workshops. One of the women came to me, and she had just recently lost her job. She was a very important person in a large company, and she had lost her job. And she came to me and she says, I want to do something really, really big, and help me get there. I want to make an impact on the whole world, and that's my desire. Help me get there. I was sitting in guidance, and MPFY, My Prayer for You, which is the organization, it has just started. It had started creating. In that point in time, we were creating a lot of products. So, the guidance had come for me to fund many people who had desires to, let's say, make bags, or make fabrics, make make clothes, make attire, make jewelry, make wallets. So this guidance came to me that, you give money to all of them and they will be creating something that they like. And then MPFY, those things can be sold on MPFY. So many people, many designers who were already part of MPFY, they came forward and they said, we would love to do this. And so how I started to then, fund them, and these things were getting created. When this woman came to me and she said, can tell me how to make an impact, and I closed my eyes and I took guidance, and the answer came to me: give the MPFY to her, give the entire organization to her, make her the CEO of this organization. You don't need anything. You don't need a name. You don't need to be, involved. You can work for MPFY, but let her be the CEO. So I said, okay. I opened my eyes and I said, here it is. MPFI is just starting out, and there is this whole chain of products which are being made. I simply do workshops. I don't need anything for that. In those days, I used to just book a hall and people would come and I would do the workshops. It was not the days of these Zoom webinars, but I would actually go to every town, every city, book a small place, and people would appear, sometimes 100, sometimes 50, whatever it was. That was the guidance to me, to start doing workshops. So I said, here, I do not have any wish to do this whole commercial piece of it. Why don't you take it from me and you run MPFY? I will today, put you in as the CEO of MPFY. And she said, let me think about it. And then she went away, and then she went to a couple of people who were also part of MPFY, and she says, did you know what Meenal did to me? So they said, what? And she says, she actually told me I should be CEO of MPFY. I totally know what she wants. She wants that I should do all the work. I should set it up, and then she gets all the credit. Such a, can't you see how cunning she is? So the people that she was talking to, they laughed, and they said, I don't think so, because so I come from a financial services background, and where I was already, I had actually received a lot of name, fame, and all of that stuff. So it wasn't that I was looking for fame. I had actually left it behind. In the sector that I was working, I was actually very, very well known, and people said, people talked about me with great respect and great regard, and I had left that behind. But here she was, and she says, did you see how cunning she is? So when they came and told me that, I laughed, and I said, okay, here was the universe offering her that she wants to make an impact, and here I was giving her a CEO position on day one. But this is how her doubt frequency played on. A few months passed, and then, again, she came to me because life wasn't still getting better. And she came to me and she says, you got to tell me what to do. This is not working out. And, I haven't found a job, and I'm also looking for a guy. I haven't found a guy. And I need to, find both of these. So, of course, I would always tell her, release your lack. But um, the the guidance that came to me at that point in time, I said, there is this there is this NGO in Delhi. It's called Project Y. I had just then become a trustee at that NGO. And it came to me saying, okay, why don't you start going to that NGO and spend some time with the children, just 2 or 3 hours in a day, and you will enjoy it, and go over there. As I was telling this to her, the guidance to me came that as soon as she lands up at the NGO, Anu Bakshi, who had started the NGO, she was wanting me to be the CEO, and the guidance came to me saying, no, as soon as she lands up at the NGO, you can tell her that she can be the CEO of this NGO. This NGO is 17 years old. It works with about 2,000 children, and does amazing, the amazing stuff. And I was part of the board, but in guidance, I was told, not right now, but let her land at the NGO, and then you tell her that she's going to be the CEO. All right, then I waited. But that person, she again went to the two or three people and said, do you know Why is it that Meenal only wants to send me to this NGO that she is a part of? I should only benefit those people that she is there for, so that everybody says, Meenal is sending all these people to me. So, anyways, she never landed up at the NGO. And so the universe couldn't give her what she wanted. A few more months. So, can you see over here the thread of her mistrust, which is stopping her from receiving the unconditional love that the universe wants to give to her? And this is what happens when we play in the frequency of mistrust. Every few months she would call me again, because what's happening, she's still stuck, she's unable to move her frequency. She calls me up again and she says what to do, and I tell her, you know what, why don't you come to Bombay for a few days? And this is about 2 years ago. There is no COVID, nothing playing out. Flights are running all the time. Trains are running. Everything is running. And I said, why don't you come here to Bombay and spend some time with me? You know, in my frequency, this frequency will benefit you. And why don't you come over here? And she said, no, no, I can't come. You know, she thought about it. She said, I can't come because, you know, I want to be something before I can come to Bombay. I don't want to go over there and meet my old friends in Bombay without being anything. Again, as the guidance was coming to me, it was really funny, because this is one guy whose name I was being given. And if you looked at the, you know, the CV of the guy, it was exactly what she was looking for in a mate, in a partner. And he was exactly that. And I was told, no, first let her come to Bombay and then you introduce her to this guy. Well, needless to say, she's still not come to Bombay. And so that part of whatever she wanted, all her wishes and desires, can't get completed in this frequency of mistrust. How do you release health issues even after taking medicines, alternate, allopathy, everything? What if the health issues are not meant to be released anymore? What if they never get released? We all would like to shed even the smallest pain that we are having. But you have to understand that every one of those health issues are actually getting created from energy. And do we get to see every aspect of our energy? Actually, we do. It's playing out all the time around us. And yet, we are not able to catch many of those emotions that are creating those pains. So, how to get rid of? I don't get rid of anything at all. I actually allow it. I accept the pain. I allow the pain. And I even ask, okay, pain, you are showing up. As a matter of fact, in the morning, I was telling people in my morning session that I had such a bad headache. I've never had such a bad, I mean, I have had, but a headache on a Saturday morning that I almost said, I'm going to cancel my morning session. And then I thought about everyone and I was like, okay, maybe not. And so, you know, I felt fearful of all the galis I would get. And so I didn't cancel. And that's why I was there in the morning. But I didn't release my fear. And that's why I was still there in the morning session. My fear worked great for you all. But here is the thing. Um, every health issue, so I always ask, whatever the health issue is, I never bother about releasing it. If it's there, it is for a purpose. If it is there, it is teaching you something. Our job is not to release the health issue. What if it never goes? What if we are never able to catch whatever it is? What is the source? So please keep checking into the source. Please keep asking, what is this health issue here to show me? And whatever it is here to show you, the guidance will come to you. Your job is not to focus on the health issue. Your job is actually to focus on the release of the emotion that is creating it for you. Everything that is creating a pain, largely pains of different kinds, come from attachments, largely. So the whole point is, if you are seeing attachments and not being able to release attachments, and then you simply want the pain to go away, it won't work like that. It might go away. It might go away with the healings, with the energies, but it'll go from some place, but it hasn't done its job. So it'll come someplace else. So our focus, not on the pain, not on the physically manifested aspect, but on the frequency that is creating that pain. And so you should always be just looking into, okay, let me take guidance. What is this pain here to teach me? Why does this journey generally start with pain disasters? Well, when you were complacent and life was just moving along, did you ever need to run to any place and to find out what should happen? What is life all about? No, most of us are brought to this path of looking within, because after years of complacency, you wouldn't have looked in, you wouldn't have done anything, you would have just gone on living, and you did go on living. And that's why when the time is here for you to become aware, something needs to become the catalyst. We are the most observant of pain when it manifests. Oh God, I need to do something for the pain, this pain needs to go away. And then you start running helter and skelter, and one of those running here, there, whatever, will get you to the path of looking within as well. And so that is why that pain is the beautiful catalyst to actually awaken you. My business has been badly hit by corona. This pain made me move to seek move to the spiritual path and seek a guru. How should I tune my frequency to get a job till corona crisis ends? How should I tune my frequency to get a job? You should just simply tune your frequency, and the job will appear automatically when the frequency has shifted. Let go of this outcome that you are putting on yourself, that I need to find a job. This is coming from fear of the future. This is also coming from lack. So the way that you start to move your frequency, you start to move your way of thinking is twofold as I teach it. I ask people to candle. And the second part is the way I understand everything as being energy. You only need to clear your pot a little bit. As soon as you clear your pot a little bit, instead of filling it back with fears and anxieties, this time I tell people tune into the frequency of Meenal. There's a 13-minute video audio. There's a 13-minute audio meditation also on my channel. Please start to do that regularly in a day 5 times. The more you do it, the more your frequency right now is manifesting in this way, that there is corona for you, there is fear for you, there is anxiety for tomorrow, and you are badly hit. Your frequency obviously is not working for you. You are watching a horror channel on the television and it's not working for you. The only thing that you need to do is to keep changing your channel, pick up the remote and change it to a channel which is playing the abundance channel. My frequency holds a lot of abundance in it, and that's why I'm guided to offer to everybody. Just because I offer it to everybody doesn't make me less abundant. It actually grows more and more my joy as people start to shift their energies and experience the same abundance that I am experiencing. So you tune your energy into mine. What happens after tuning? There'll be some time that you will sit in quiet and you will feel joyful. And again, your frequency is your programmed frequency. So again, you will move back to yours. But what is it that we do when the television changes the channel? We simply pick up the remote and change the channel again. So, as many times as you are feeling fearful, I give 4 lines to people. I'm in the frequency of Meenal. I take energy from Meenal. I am Meenal. Take energy from me. And that's all. So you choose this energy, and this energy will take you from here to here. It'll take you from here to here. First, you're within, what you feel within. Right now, what you're feeling is panic, anxiety, and fear. What you will start to feel within is a lot of peace. You will start to understand more and more this line that I say: the universe is playing in my favor. Look at you. The universe played so much in your favor that through all of this, you are here changing and finding this easiest way to change your energy. And it's beautiful. It's If you're looking for doing, for doing this energy meditation, it costs you nothing. There is nothing, it's for free. The audio meditation is for free. There is a healing meditation that's there on the YouTube channel. It is for free. And what is the candling? The candling is of your own frequency. All your emotions that are bothering you, you simply need to keep releasing. It works beautifully, and it's worked for thousands of people so far. So definitely it's going to work for you too. When the peace comes within, from this frequency of peace, we are now going to go and find the job outside. If we find the job from the frequency that you are currently in, it is going to create more anxiety for you. Anything received from the frequency of anxiety, I'm not saying you won't receive a job just because you will continue to be in anxiety. Of course, you will receive a job. Anything that you ask for, the universe will give it to you, but it only wants to see what frequency you are using so that it can give you something back at that same frequency. The universe is a bundle of vibration. For you, it's going to vibrate at your frequency. So focus on changing the frequency and it's going to work all the time. Yeah. So again, just making sure that you guys understand that if and when you come to a concept of a guru, if and when you come to a concept of a guru, understand that there is no guru. There is that person who's playing out an actor role. There's person who's playing out an actor role who you are able to give unconditional love to. And when you are able to give complete unconditional love to them and become blind towards everything and have 100% faith in them, the next step is that automatically that understanding, that knowing will come to you. That knowing will come to you, that other person, the one that you counted as guru, is going to merge with you, is going to be you. But that's the next step. Till you are able to come to that awareness, you are going to be at least seeing him outside. And then the only work that remains is to understand how unconditional or conditional is your guru. Everything is already there in the books. Why do we need a guru? Well, the guru, we don't need. The guru appears. The guru is going to appear because that's the next step. It has to be. Now, when you are unaccepting and when you are resisting this guru, you are actually resisting parts of you that wish to come into this understanding. So, whoever is coming to you, whoever it is, if it is a stone, so be it. That stone will perform all the jobs of the guru once you count that stone as the guru, once you count that stone and give all your unconditional love to that stone. I count my guru as money, and so money comes to me with all kinds of tests. He does test me. That's the job of a guru. He will test you just to make sure that you are moving more and more towards unconditional love for yourself. When he gives things, and you can't do this and you can't do that, and you start to judge yourself, he is going to be the one to give you the answer. Don't judge yourself. You are me, I am you. And it has happened so many times. Thousands of us are receiving poetry where Money says that. Money says that in almost every third line that he gives to people. And he says, you are me and I am you. And that has reached over here as yet. And yet, for it to reach over here, you have to play in unconditional love towards the Guru. So enjoy this play because ultimately all paths are leading here. All fingers, if they are pointed within, when you talk about anger, when I talk about anger, when I explain anger, when I explain rejection, when I explain lack, attachment, expectation, what is it that I'm always saying? All fingers pointed here. So when you are thinking divinity frequency and surrender and devotion and bhakti and joy and all of that lovely stuff, at that time also all fingers only pointed here because there is no one else but only a play of your energy. I move into the meditation. Everybody, simply close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I want you to bring your fingers to the forehead. And as you tap your forehead, I am the frequency of Meenal. I am the energy of Meenal. I am Meenal. Tapping your forehead, allowing, allowing this energy of Meenal to start entering your forehead through the third eye. And now, taking this energy and moving straight to the heart. Look at your heart and watch, observe this beautiful energy, this ray of light, this energy of Meenal that right now you are accepting and allowing. It's moving to your heart and it's expanding your heart. Put all your focus onto the heart. You are not the body, you are simply the heart. Watch your heart expand, expand some more. Watch your heart take over your entire body. You are just a big ball of heart. It's a huge heart, and that's you. And as you expand into this beautiful frequency of the heart, see yourself even more expanded, coming out of the body. You are leaving your body, this large heart that you are. And now you can watch your body from a distance. The body is lying there, but you are the energy of the heart. You, this energy, this frequency of heart, this frequency of oneness, you are expanding and expanding. Watch yourself become the earth. You, this big heart, is the earth. And as you become the earth, watch the earth. Watch the earth completely become a part of you. It is merging with you, this entire earth. And you, simply the heart. This energy of oneness and this whole earth merging in you. You are the earth. You are this frequency of oneness. And expand some more. And expand some more. And now, the galaxy. You have expanded to become the galaxy. You are the galaxy. Watch yourself merging with the entire galaxy that you are part of right now. You are expanded. You are the heart. This one big, large heart. And the galaxy comes and simply merges with you. You, in this frequency of oneness, are the heart, are the galaxy. And now the universe. You are expanding even more, even more. This heart will burst. So much expansion of this beautiful frequency of oneness. Expanding and expanding, and the universe, the entire cosmos, simply merging into this heart that is you, merging with you. And you watch this entire universe become you. You are the universe. In this frequency of oneness, you are the universe. And now you expand, expanding even more. Totally limitless, you have become. Larger than the universe, you have become. You are Shunya. You are Shunya. You are nothing. As you merge with everything, totally disintegrate. You cannot see that heart anymore. And yet, in everything around you is that heart, and you are in nothingness. Feel this blank state of yours, completely blank. You don't exist. You are in everything and you don't exist. Be in this beautiful state of blankness. Absorb this blankness, this shunya, the final answer. This blankness, the nirvana, the final state. And you are in it. And as you merge completely with everything and everyone, become the observer again. Become the observer again. Being able to bring this blankness, this peace with you. Into this now, coming back, bringing this beautiful state of blankness with you. Om Mani. Okay, everyone, you can come back to the here and now whenever you wish, or sit in this peace some more. You can simply sign off and be peaceful and be in this state of total bliss. This blankness is what bliss is.